Now I'm getting back to the first point I made, which is marijuana has very few adverse effects. They will tell you it's addicting, and that's true to an extent. It's addicting on a mental level. If you don't have any self-control, then yes, you may end up smoking weed every day, living in your mom's basement, but you can't blame that on the plant. People like that will end up in that situation anyways, one way or another. Whether it be they smoke weed all day and don't do anything, or they play a WoW all day and never go out and look for a job. That's not weed's fault, that's the person's fault. As far as actual addiction is concerned, it's not addicting on a physical level. If you stop smoking, you won't go through withdrawal. You won't be sick as a dog. You're not going to be throwing up shaking because you can't handle it. That just doesn't happen. Another thing, they will say it can kill you. This is also false. It's literally impossible to overdose on weed. I could smoke every gram in this state, and the only thing that would happen is I would get really happy and extremely bad cotton mouth. And probably hungry. In my case, also, probably write a bunch of song or story ideas. But if I drink 20 ounces of grain alcohol, I'm dead. And of course, how could we forget the infamous, marijuana kills brain cells? The reason for this claim is, when the war on drugs was started, Nixon had testing done for weed with monkeys. They put masks on them that pumped marijuana smoke, and they noticed that the monkeys' brain cells were dying. However, it wasn't because the smoke they were inhaling was marijuana smoke, it was because all they were breathing in was smoke. And when you don't get oxygen, brain cells die. The brain cells weren't dying in the monkeys because the smoke happened to be from marijuana. It was just because it was smoke, and they weren't getting enough oxygen. The monkeys died during the experiment, which is also where the myth that weed kills you stems from. Organizations like DARE Above the Influence like to talk about how it gives you panic attacks. While that is true, it's not common. Most people I have talked to, along with myself, have only ever had 1 or 2 panic attacks, and it's simply because it was the first few times you smoke. You're not used to the feeling, and at first, it's a little scary. The simple fact is, the only ill effect of marijuana is the damage you do to your lungs because you're inhaling hot smoke, which cigarettes are legal, and they have more harm than just that. So, I don't fucking get it. Another thing that pisses me off is people who have never smoked it and think it's the devil. They may be above the influence, but not above the ignorance. The problem is not marijuana. The problem is marijuana laws. The law does not work. Of all people that smoke marijuana of all the people that want marijuana legalized, most are tokers themselves, or just people who see the law as pointless and unconstitutional. There are very few people sitting there thinking, I can't wait till it's legalized so I can finally smoke it. In the end, it all comes down to a bunch of bullshit. The punishment for a drug should not be worse than its adverse effects. So roll a joint, pack a bowl, spark a blunt, and start a revolution, because my friends, only we can make a change. Love, peace,